friends, welcome back to my channel. So a few months ago I made two different videos. I made one talking about my acceptance into the United Aviate Academy, and I made another one comparing ATP and the United Aviate Academy. So yesterday I got a class date for 2023 for my acceptance, but I am like 95% sure that I am not gonna go to the academy. So today I'm going to be making a video explaining why. I really wasn't planning on making this video, but so many of you guys connected with me on Instagram, like sending DMs, asking questions about the program or like how I was feeling about it. So I feel like I kind of owed it to you guys, but it's really a combination of like personal reasons and like my thoughts on the school in general. So let's talk about it. Real quick, even though I decided not to go to Aviate, I did decide to go through a local school. So we're gonna talk a little bit more about that later. So if you wanna see aviation content, make sure that you hit the subscribe button down below. But I also do talk about my planning and small business stuff, so I hope you like planners. First, let me talk about the personal reasons that led to my decision not to go. The first thing is that, if you didn't know, last summer I purchased my first home, and I live in North Carolina. Of course, Aviate is in Arizona, so that would mean that if I were to move, I would have to find someone to rent my house, sell my house, or find a way to pay the mortgage while I was at Aviate, which I did put a lot of thought into it, and like it was something that I was willing to do. But another thing is I also got married last fall, so it would also mean leaving my husband. So those are really two hard decisions to make. Outside of my house and my husband, I also do own a business. I've been self-employed for 3 years, and it's a handmade business that pretty much relies on me being present. So me leaving to Arizona would also mean that I would have to temporarily close my business, which, being in this situation, did definitely open my eyes to I need to like find a way for my business to sustain without me, and definitely working on that, but that's a different conversation for another day. Okay, so honestly, those were like the big top 3 personal reasons. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about like the program itself and why I just felt like I had better options here in North Carolina personally. So the first thing is, after doing a little bit more research and learning about the program and talking to like the flight instructor that I had at my local school out here, I learned that at the academy, of course, like Aviate does pay for your private pilot's license. However, when you graduate from the program, you do have to fly for their regionals for 2 years, and if you don't fly for them, then you have to pay that money back, which honestly isn't like a big deal because of how great of an opportunity it is to potentially fly for United. However, your spot at United isn't guaranteed, and I am by no means saying that the United Aviate Academy is not an amazing program. I totally believe that it's incredible, and if you have dreams of flying for United and your stars are aligned and it works out for you to do the program, then you should do it. However, when I consider like the sign-on bonuses that regionals are offering, or the fact that some people are able to fly with like Frontier directly when they get their 1,500 hours, as well as the pilot shortage that's currently going on, I feel like it's a calculated risk that I'm willing to take, and I just want to keep my options wide open. So another reason why I decided not to go with Aviate, and then I also told you guys about this in my last video, was because of the housing. When I got my class date, which if you care to know, I think I started my application in April of 2022. I got a class date for June, the late June 2023. So in the email that I received with the class date, it pretty much said that the dorms are full, but they're gonna give you information about local apartments, which I was kind of banking on getting a dorm because the dorms were between 600 and 750. I forgot exactly how much, but apartments in the area, someone had said on the last video that it's about 1,500, and I was looking at like the prices, and it's about the same, and I just can't get myself to do that. Like I can't, because I have my mortgage, and then for me to relocate and to pay for an apartment, it's just like expense after expense after expense. I personally just feel like if I'm gonna relocate, then I would hope that like they would have dorms available. I'm gonna be signing off on $100,000 to like go to school and relocate for this program that's supposed to help us. There should be dorms available, and I'm just keeping it a buck. So I'm sorry if I'm ruffling feathers here, but like keeping it a buck here. The thing is, or if there's gonna be apartments, like I feel as though they should be like significantly discounted, which it doesn't seem as though they are, but hopefully for if you do decide to go, it is something that they change or they implement in the future. In the name of blatant honesty, I'm gonna just say that my onboarding process was not very smooth. And so the fact that I had to like wait months for responses, or like I went under a name change and went back and forth with documents, and it was just like a total hassle. Like, it was so hard to get into contact with someone. It really did kind of ruffle my feathers a bit, and I felt like it wasn't organized to a point where I felt comfortable like relocating, you know. However, I'm sure like the systems and stuff are in place once you get in there, but I mean, like, to be honest, I felt like with my onboarding for the local school that I decided to go, it was so much smoother, and I just felt so much better about it in time. So yeah, so which that brings me to here now, which I did decide to do something local, at least for my private pilot's license. I was taking lessons over at RDU, but then I relocated a little bit more in the woods. So I found this flight school that was like in the middle of nowhere, and like, just to kind of put some numbers out there and give some perspective, I was quoted for my private pilot's license at my RDU school for $18,000. And the local school closest to me, my quote was about $10,000. So I'm saving almost $10,000 by deciding to go to a local school near me, which as you know, with the Aviate Academy, it's about the same, like $18,000, right? So I am saving a lot of money when it comes to like that portion. I haven't decided after the private pilot's license if I am going to go to ATP or if I'm going to continue with the local flight school, but right now those are the two options that I'm looking at. So stay tuned, because one thing I want to do on my channel is be very transparent about like how I'm going about flight training. I'm 26 and I've been wanting to fly since I was 20 like as a gate agent. However, I don't have the financial resources that like a lot of people have. So it's not until 5 years later of me actively working on it have I gotten to a point where my credit and everything is good for me to actually do this. And I feel like a lot of people are in the same like space. So I want to be able to talk about that and from a standpoint that's not, oh, get a scholarship, because a lot of the advice like with financing and stuff like that is very much, oh, get a scholarship. But a scholarship is not easy to get. I feel like it's a little different when you're coming from that approach, because I know a lot of people are able to fly when they're like 15 and like in their teenage years, which is amazing, and I wish I had that opportunity, but a lot of us are not able to do that. So I just hope that this is like relatable to someone, and that's pretty much why I'm documenting it, and just so I can see my growth over the years and like have you guys follow along. So just to put it out there, because I know I'm gonna get a lot of questions about this, I did finance my private pilot's license through my credit union. I'm with American Airlines Credit Union, and it's so amazing to be a part of that credit union. However, it is only available to those that work in the airline industry. So I did work with a major airline, and that's how I did get access. But I actually liked having to not deal with Sally Mae for one time in my life. That was an amazing experience. But thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you have any suggestions, anything that you want to see regarding aviation content or whatever else I got going on, let me know in the comments down below. I will be trying my best. I think I definitely want to make a video on how I am labeling and studying for my ground school exam. I kind of took a little break, and I still have to label my Federal Aviation Regulation Handbook. So I'm going to be actually doing that this week. Let me know if you want to see that. But until next time, soldiers, I'll see you.